Are you tired of woke kids television? Are you worried your boy is becoming a softie or a gay? Or maybe your precious little girl has begun showing signs of whoredom? Well, this isn't your wet nurse's child edutainment programming. You're watching PragerEwe KIDS, where your child is not special and no one gets a trophy for anything. Nice.
Hey, kids.
Hi, Rod.
What time is it?
Sunday school time.
I can't hear you.
Sunday school time.
That's right. Who here has ever been told not to eat a cookie while they really, really wanted a cookie? Oh, all of you? Now, raise your hand if you've gone ahead and eaten the cookie anyway. Oh, wow, I'm surrounded by a bunch of fat little gluttons. Real larders. But you know what? That brings me to our word of the week. Temptation. Who here knows what temptation is? No one, huh? Well, let's ask our old friend, Morty the Mortifier. Talk to me, Morty. What does temptation mean?
Oh, boy. You know how when you want something really, really badly, your body just kind of screams at you to get it until the screams are deafening and omnipresent?
What is a deafening?
No, I said deafening. Are you deaf? Ha ha ha!
Morty, be nice now.
Okay.
Let me tell you a story.
Yay, story time!
That's right. It all started on a bright Sunday morning. A dear friend of mine named Todd shared his heart with me. You see, for as long as I can remember, Todd has always loved donuts. Recently, however, he found that he could no longer eat donuts.
Did he get fat?
No, Todd actually has a faster than average metabolism. The problem was that he suffers from a heartbreaking condition, one that goes by the name of same-sex attraction. You see, he likes to look at men's... How do I put this? He likes to look at men's buttholes. As it happens, that is exactly what the hole in a donut looks like. So, after he found Christ and gave up the homosexual lifestyle, he had no outlet for his same-sex attraction anymore, so his pent-up urges manifested in bizarre and perverse ways. He began to notice that he couldn't step foot inside a Dunkin' without being overpowered by sinful urges. And God help him if he even hears the words Krispy Kreme.
So what did he do?
That's a great question, but it's one that would be better answered by Morty.
What do you kids know about mortification of the flesh?
Is that like when my big brother got a Rick and Morty tattoo?
No, silly. Remember how I said temptation is like your body screaming at you for all eternity?
Yeah!
Well, you can think of mortification of the flesh as being kind of like a knife that you use to sever the vocal cords of temptation.
That doesn't sound very nice.
It's a lot nicer than getting an eye full of butthole every time you step foot inside a convenience store, or having to dread going into the office every year on your birthday because you know Cindy from accounting will be bringing you a big box of glazed buttholes for breakfast.
But it's nothing to worry about if you mortify some flesh.
How do you do that, Morty?
Oh, it's easy. One way would be to use a hair shirt.
A hair shirt?
Yes. It's a shirt made of very scratchy, uncomfortable hairs.
Oh, you mean like this one?
Exactly like that one, Rod. Every time Todd thinks of a butthole, he just has to close his eyes and focus on the itching.
What if there are too many butthole screams for a little itching to drown out?
Great question, Mr. Rod. If your friend Mr. Todd is still seeing buttholes everywhere, maybe he needs to step up his game.
Step up his game? How do you mean?
If itching doesn't get his mind off the buttholes, maybe pain would.
Gee, Morty, how would I cause myself pain?
By putting on something we call a metacillus.
A metacillus?
That's right. Shall I put one on you?
What if it hurts?
It's supposed to hurt, silly.
Ouch!
You know what you are? You're a silly.
I'm not a silly.
Rod's a silly. Rod's a silly. Rod's a silly.
Rod's a silly. Rod's a silly. Rod's a silly.
Ah! You take it back!
Stop! You're killing him.
Well, I hope you're happy. You egged him on and now he's dead. Stop crying. Here I have silices for everybody. You think seeing an acquaintance get murdered is hard? America is home to over 18,000 donut shops. That's over 30 shops for every major city. Imagine being unable to step foot outside in your own country because you're afraid you'll do the most depraved and ungodly things if you do. For people like Todd, such a country would be beyond saving. His only hope would lie in the whispered legends of a magical land, one with completely holeless donuts called fánk, a land known as Hungary. A man like Todd would have a moral obligation to move there, wouldn't he? And move he did. So he's doing a lot better. Wears his silices just for fun now, not because he needs them. He still has to wear them with him whenever he returns home for work, though. What? It's a happy ending. See? He's alive. Don't tell Dennis.